little tougher. Just finish the first agreement. Be impeccable with your word. I'm just going to go straight for it. In my opinion, there's actually a lot of shaming in that chapter. Because I feel like it's kind of judgmental. And he says, use your word correctly. I don't believe that those that rule by fear realize that they are ruling by fear and control. I don't think, how do I explain this? I think exactly that they are still in a fog, and therefore they are using their word impeccably because they believe that they are doing what's best for everyone. I really truly believe that Hitler probably truly believed that the Jewish people were bad due to brainwashing, due to what Miguel Ruiz talks about in Domestication and the Dream of the Planet. Those were the words that Hitler grew up hearing and believing. He probably was told, if you look a certain way, you're good. If you look this way, you're bad. I don't think he just came up with that out of nowhere. And by ruling in fear, enough other people began to believe that as well. Would that resonate with me? No. How on earth we, as a world, let the Holocaust happen? Great fucking question. Probably because those who also rule the other countries also rule by fear. I don't know. And not enough people stood up to be like, hey, this is wrong. The exact same thing is going on right now with COVID. So many people who believe in masks, who believe in the vaccine, are looking down on other people saying, how dare you not wear a mask to keep people safe? How dare you not get vaccinated to keep people safe? Therefore shaming an entire population for having a difference in opinion, a different belief. It just has not come to, if you don't do this, we will kill you. But they are getting to, if you don't do this, you cannot hold your job. If you do not do this, you cannot go here. That is more and more and more control being exerted. And we are letting it happen very slowly. Like the frog in the pot of water, we are slowly turning up that water to the boiling point. I have a feeling that's what happened with Hitler as well. It didn't just overnight, we're going to take these people and murder all of them. Because that probably wouldn't have gone over so well, right? But you start putting that idea in people's minds, that those that choose not to wear masks are bad, that those of us who choose not to get vaccinated are bad, what's going to happen? Because we're putting others at danger, right? Where do we not see that this is going, people? How do we not see this comparison to Hitler? Now, I do believe, though, maybe I need to look up the definition of impeccable. I'm going to just say, to me, when he's talking about it, it's saying to use your words kindly. But that's also insinuating that we can't have our own opinion. It's just a matter of not enforcing that opinion on others, right? I 100% believe that Hitler had the right to believe that Jewish people were bad because he was brainwashed to think so. We see this literally going on right now, of people being brainwashed to think that people that are not wearing masks and people that are not getting vaccinated, I put that in air quotes every single time. I'm going to stop and get gas. Because I'm going to go to the mobile. Apparently this person, I wonder if we're all, how interesting. I think we all just chose to go here instead. Yeah, that's so weird. 4 of us just chose to go to the mobile instead of the Shell. I wonder why. Oh, and there's a Chevron up there too. Alright, well, I guess I'm going to this one. Texas. I should put on a hoodie. I think it's getting chilly. I don't think we should shame Hitler for having those thoughts. I felt like there was a lot of shame going on there. Does that mean that we should have allowed him to mass annihilate all these people? No. And I don't understand why people don't realize that this is where shit's headed. That would be insane if it ended up going there. And this is up online. Because I am putting this up on YouTube. But when he talks about being impeccable with your word, I do need the definition of impeccable right now, but I don't feel like pausing this to go look it up and then combining these 2 videos together. So I'm just going to say, to me, I'm taking it as be true to your word. I think maybe it means like be kind with your word. But then I feel like it's a little shaming that you can't be angry about something and you can't feel a certain way. So he talks about how the person who had this teacher says, you know, talks to somebody else who already had this teacher who says, oh, that guy's a pompous jerk, and oh, by the way, he's a pervert. That person's entitled to their own feelings. They are. That other person who heard that did not have to believe it. But we often do, because we are brainwashed to a certain extent to believe stuff until somehow some of us are lucky enough to wake up to be like, 100% you can believe that, but it doesn't mean I have to believe that. And why only some of us have that fog lifted, I don't know. And that's why I still feel really, truly blessed to have experienced my NDE and had that fog lifted. To be like, you can 100% feel like with the example of the one person, you can 100% feel like you are a positive person and your daughter is a negative person. Does that resonate with me? No. Children are a product of their upbringing, in my opinion. And you are calling your daughter negative and claiming that you are positive. How do you not see that that is a very negative, in my opinion, comment? And just observing that, right? It doesn't mean that I'm gonna believe this person and be like, oh yeah, your daughter's totally negative. And also having some compassion for that person to not realize that that is a pretty harsh thing, in my opinion, to say about your daughter, who you should be unconditionally loving, and not calling them negative. And oh, that's rough. But having compassion for that person, because they don't realize, and this person's going to be reading this book, right? This person's read this book numerous times, actually, the one that recommended this book to me, and they're going to be having a book club on it, so he'll be listening to it again. You can't tell somebody to be impeccable with your words who doesn't understand that maybe what they're saying is not kind, and then that's putting judgment on what they're saying, right? God, I'm struggling with this one. I'm struggling with this chapter so much. I don't even know if what I'm saying is making sense. Because everything I'm saying, there is judgment attached, but I recognize that there is judgment attached. Because to me, it's very shaming. It's very negative to say that their daughter is negative, in my opinion, right? And that's judging the words coming out of this person's mouth. I'm not hating on that person. Krista was calling me. I'm gonna have to call her right back. I'll call her back in the bathroom. I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta go pee. You just like, call me when you can. I just wanted to finish this thought so I can post this video. And I'm just really struggling with this chapter, the be impeccable with your word, because I don't believe that those in power, like Hitler, like Trump, like Biden, like Obama, like countless rulers, I don't think they realize they're ruling in fear. I think they really truly believe that what they're doing is for the best. I think that Hitler really, really, truly believed that Jewish people were bad and needed to be gotten rid of for the rest of society. But why enough other people didn't recognize that nobody's bad, nobody should be killed, and this should not be allowed, and how it was allowed, I don't know. Other than, I'm going to guess it was like the frog in the boiling pot of water, where we did not realize what was going on with Hitler until these people were in these concentration camps and being gassed and killed. Because the water was slowly being turned up to a boil, just like it is right now with COVID. It is slowly being turned up to a boil. I know I'm not the only one that sees this. I cannot be the only one that sees this going on. But there are so many people who are still in the fog that really truly feel like those not wearing masks and those not getting vaccinated are bad, because that's what they're being told. So they get enough people on board, what's going to happen? They're going to start thinking that they should be getting rid of or forcing these people to do this stuff for the well-being of everybody else. Or what? Killing them so that they are not a threat to society? How do we not see this? But again, am I creating this? Because I'm creating my own reality, right? Touche. I think I need to stop talking about COVID at all. Because I'm the one creating this, right? Oh, that's kind of interesting. I don't know yet how I feel about this. I don't. Oh my god, I don't. Can I just go live in the middle of nowhere with my kids? But I don't want to live alone. I want a little community, right? Because we all want community. We all want a sense of belonging. We all want companionship. But I really don't feel like somebody like Hitler knew what he was doing, because I think he was living in the fog of really truly believing that. So it is hard to say be impeccable with your word, because I bet you if you would have asked Hitler, he would have been like, I am being impeccable with my word. I'm trying to save all these people. I'm trying to help save them and be positive and right? I don't think you can force somebody to see that we are all the same, and we are all love, and we are all one, and therefore we are one with Hitler, right? And by judging him, we are also hurting ourselves. Therefore, we should be having compassion and unconditional love for everyone. Doesn't mean we should allow this behavior to happen, but just unconditional love and acceptance. Okay, I'm struggling with this chapter. All right. Hopefully this makes some sense. And I can't say be positive all the time, because guess what? It's okay to be angry. And it's okay to be angry about the way he treated people. And that's totally fine. And see, that's a good thing, right? That's where anger is a good thing. To be angry at the way that he treated people. Okay, I'm not going to shame myself. Here we go. I'm angry at the way that Hitler treated people. Does it mean I should hate him? No, because that's not helping anybody. Does it mean he should have been allowed to do that? No. Just like these people shouldn't be allowed to do what they're doing right now. And it makes me angry that we're trying to force people to do stuff against their own beliefs. It completely goes against the unconditional love and acceptance. And therefore, anger is not a bad thing. Right? Anger in this way is a good thing. Because if you're not angry at the way that Hitler treated somebody, you're basically being complacent and saying it's okay. So being angry and expressing anger is an okay thing. And I do feel like there was some judgment in there, basically saying that that's kind of poison to express an angry opinion. That's my reality. I'm allowed to think that way. Just like the person who thought that the teacher was a pompous jerk and a pervert, that was their reality. What if somebody else comes up and says, oh, I think Hitler's the greatest thing in the world? Doesn't mean that has to be your reality. You can be mad about it. So I think it goes back to a little bit more of just unconditionally accepting everybody's thoughts. Unconditionally loving and accepting everybody and their thoughts and their words. But it doesn't mean we have to let them kill people, because that's where anger can be beneficial, right? Enough angry people stand up and stop that from happening. I think I'm going to stop this here. I'm not really sure where else to go. This will definitely be a book I will listen to multiple times, I have a feeling.